Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Paula Middleton, also known as Paula Fern here in Manchester in the UK. I hope everybody is well. If you are catching this right now, give us a hashtag live. If you see this a little later, give us a hashtag replay. We're live today on Elevenses Escapes at 12, and I'm here with Mahmouda Hill.
Hello.
Hello. And how's everyone's November starting? 1st of November already?
I know. Where's the year gone?
How has it happened? I'm just hoping that there's lots of things happened this year, which has meant that I've not done the things that I wanted to necessarily do and that were planned, such as the travel that I had planned. Unfortunately, didn't come to fruition. I know, Mahmouda, you had a few trips that did come to fruition, which was fabulous. But I'm hoping next year I'll have more. Well, I know next year I'll have more travel to be sort of reflecting on this time next year. So that's exciting. Anyway, how is everyone doing? Tell us how your Halloween weekend was. Did you go out to a party? Did you do something with the kids? Did you dress up? Because we were just talking about whether or not we would. I've been to a family friend party for the past few years. It's only sort of through lockdown, things like that, and I didn't go, but I would always get dressed up. It would be all of us getting dressed up as a family. I went to the party for an hour or so this year and didn't get dressed up, and I must say I was the only one that wasn't, but I wasn't staying long. I was just
Oh,
kids off. I know.
even 5 minutes,
So,
you should dress up.
Mahmouda, what do you think? Dress up or no?
Well, if I had a party to go to, yes, I would. We, as a community, we've never done Halloween before when we were children. It was
Yeah.
always an American thing, wasn't it?
Well, it was.
I never took my kids out.
My
They
mum and
just
dad
seem
never
to
took me out. They actually, this is quite controversial, but they actually used to say it was begging, so they never would take me out.
begging.
I would only go to
Yeah,
parties.
we tell our kids don't talk to strangers.
I know.
Don't take sweets off strangers. And what do we say? Oh, at Halloween, let's go to a stranger's door, knock on the door, and say, "Can we have some sweets?" It's mind blowing. I don't get it at all.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. We went to the caravan over the weekend. It was absolutely chucking it down here in Manchester when we got back yesterday evening. And I thought, no, I'm not taking them out in this. And then it stopped raining. So then they're like grabbing all their stuff on and they're like, can we go trick or treating? So we did. But we literally went, like, Mahmood, I've lived in this house since I was born on and off. So I know most of the neighbours. So we literally just went to the neighbours that had the pumpkins outside. And that was it. But we do normally kind of go for a good couple of hours trick-or-treating. I never had that. I never did it because my mum and dad didn't necessarily agree with it, but times have changed a little, even though it is confusing for it must be confusing for them. Don't take sweets off strangers and then you're grabbing them out the door.
It wasn't a thing when we were younger. And obviously I'm older than you, so it definitely wasn't a thing when I was younger. It just seems to have slowly crept in.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
when my kids were little, it wasn't that much of a thing. My kids are
well, in the States, it's absolutely huge. And I've got on my bucket list to go to the States for Halloween one year. It's not going to be next year, but maybe the year after, and actually take the kids to the States and experience a proper, like, American Halloween, because it's got to be fun. It looks so much fun anyway.
Yeah.
It also looks more scary than us. I think some of them over in the States take things a lot more. I mean, some of the stuff, though, I don't know if anyone's seen my stories on Facebook. Some of the stuff I saw last night was really freaky. And there was this like hologram projector thing with hands on, like trying to get out.
I saw that.
Oscar wouldn't go near it. He was terrified. So Ava had to be really brave and go and knock on the door. They had a skeleton hand to knock on the door with. And she went to knock on that door because he wouldn't go near it. It was funny. Is that awful to say? But it was funny.
But as a religious thing, a lot of churches won't let you celebrate it in their church halls. They won't let you rent it for Halloween because it's not considered a religious thing. It's All Day is, though, which is what this is supposed to be based on.
Yes, exactly.
And don't get it.
This is so interesting because I think a lot of us right now are going back to sort of the past ways of doing things, I feel, or a lot of people around me are anyway, sort of looking into the past as to how to live their lives by, sort of like through natural approaches like plant-based living and things like that. And a lot of people are doing that because of the way the world is at the moment. And I find it really interesting in the fact that I did a wreath. I'm going to be sharing a video in my stories, so look out for that. But we went out in the woods, got loads of leaves, loads of little berries and all sorts, and we actually made an autumn wreath. It wasn't for Halloween, it's just for the time of year in the season. And I've done a before and after picture video thing, and that's okay. I mean, if it was like related to a Halloween one, it means much more to me for the fact that it's a seasonal wreath rather than it being a Halloween one, because it's one night. Halloween is one night. People have got lots of different views on Halloween, haven't they?
Yeah, All Hallowed Night, is that
All
right?
Hallowed,
yeah.
All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, and it's the day you can talk to the dead or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, apparently the sort of veil between the living and the dead is much thinner, and if there's things that you want to sort of, if you want to evoke spirits and things, it's supposed to be easier to do so. I must say, being the spiritual person that I am, I'm pretty close to doing things like that if I wanted to at any time. But yeah, it's just I think it's just a celebration, seasonal celebration. But I do want to go and experience, the child in me wants to go and experience the things that they do in America. I think
apple bobbing.
Yeah. Definitely. Now, we didn't intend to talk about Halloween today. What we actually wanted to talk about was seasonal affective disorder, SAD. If you've not heard about what that is, excuse me, it's actually a recognized psychological condition where you might get like the winter blues, in inverted commas, when there is not as much sun around and it's darker early, it's darker later in the morning. Excuse me, it can really affect our mental health. And I've got friends that suffer from this, so much so they've got to use a light box, which is basically, you can be prescribed this from the doctor as well. It's a UV light box that they have to look, sort of put on their face, like look into, sort of thing, that kind of gives you that UV light that they are missing. Now, I've got a couple of stats, because you know I like my stats and my research, but it's around, excuse me, let me just find this, three in every 100 people in the UK at some point in their life will struggle with symptoms related to SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Now, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Moo? I'm going to just grab a drink of water while you're talking as well.
My middle daughter suffers with it as well. And I bought her a lamp so that in the morning it would slowly do a sunrise thing so that she could wake up to the light, which helped her greatly back in the day because she was quite young at the time. But for us, it's more prominent because this is when the time is that my husband's death anniversary comes along in December. So I feel it more now than I did before he died, you know, so there's things that trigger you as well. But
absolutely,
my middle daughter, the lamp worked as a treat for her, so that was really good.
Does it work? That is good.
Yeah, but I didn't know you could get it on from the doctors. I bought one.
Did you? I think it's few and far between, and I don't think that they do it very often, but I do know people that have been prescribed that. And I think it, to be fair, at the moment as well, it depends on the doctor, because there are some doctors that kind of feel that medication is one route. There are others that would feel a UV light might be another route. So there's different opinions, but yeah, try the doctors if you ever need to. But there are certain triggers, like you mentioned about your husband. At Christmas time, as you know, and as I've openly said, Christmas is one of my favourite times of year, and the build up to Christmas is one of my favourite times of year. But it was my favourite time of year because it was the best times that I ever had with my mum. And losing my mum, it brings back those memories. So it's, although I don't struggle with SAD, this time of year can make me, it's a bit of a roller coaster if I'm being honest. Some days I bet you're the same, Amuda, because we've got so much going on ourselves with the things that we do that do help our emotional health all year round. That, I mean, do you struggle with seasonal affective disorder normally, or is it the girls?
Not particularly now, before I joined this company, but I'm not sure if it was just the disorder or if it was just because of my husband's death, and it's all our birthdays. So in October is my eldest, right up to April, and it's mine. Every single birthday for our kids, my husband's birthday, the death anniversary, all together. So I'm not sure if it's seasonal or if it just happens to be at the same time.
Yeah, and I don't think you'll ever sort of distinguish whether or not it is, but as long as you're doing the things that are going to make you feel better, then that's all that matters. Because
exactly,
I know that in the last couple of years you've and I'm so like it warms my heart to know that you would usually be in a state of sort of real deep sort of depression and grief, sort of October, and is it sort of January, February,
October to April, 7 months
all
of
that time. And I've seen before you came into our travel club, I remember speaking to you during those tough times, and we used to have conversations all the time, and you would always say to me, just for the next few months, things are a bit tougher for me. So, you know, I might need a bit of space, I might need this. You've obviously, it doesn't take anything away from your husband and from the celebrations of your children and remembering your husband on that death anniversary, but now you are in a different place, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it does help to be able to get away into the sunshine where the days are longer and just feel a bit of warmth on your skin, you know. And it's, as you can tell, I've got a tan.
You have got a lovely tan. You have
glow going on.
Well, we were on a call the other night, weren't we? And yeah, you can see that you've got.
I was in Dubai in September, Tenerife in October, and I'm looking for something in November. I was looking at Cyprus and Portugal.
Well, there's nothing now on the red list, is there?
No.
They've moved everything off the red list, although that's subject to change.
There's 7 countries I thought were still on the red list, but I'm not sure.
I think they're due to remove them then. If it's not happened already, it's going to happen very soon.
But we are being banned from other countries, like Morocco's closed their borders to us, Turkey's closed their borders to us. So because our numbers are rising again. But the ones that are still open, you don't need a fit to fly. There's so many things that are making it easier to travel again.
Yeah.
So, you know,
and it works better for us really in some ways. And I'm not being, if you listen to this and it resonates, come and talk to me or Mahmouda, because this is something that you really need to know more about. But it works for us in the fact that we can be so flexible with our travel plans.
Yeah.
So if you are a person that sets in stone from the 4th to 14th of August that you will go to the spectacular hotel in Lanzarote, then this isn't for you and you carry on doing what you're doing. But if you want that flexibility, if you want to stay in 5-star resorts and you want to go whenever you want to go, rather than being sort of led by whatever it might be, whether it's a travel agent or whatever, if you want that flexibility, that's the beauty of what we've got right now because of the way the world is. So Moo, you were talking about certain countries then that have shut the borders to us. We would have 5-star resorts in those places where you might stay, depending on the package you have, on the membership package or the subscription you choose. You could be staying there for $0, but it's okay because along with that country that might have shut their borders, we've probably got another 20 that haven't. So if you still want to go to a 5-star resort and you still want that sunshine, just choose somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
And it'll still be, depending where you're going, depending on the package, it'll still be $0. So
yeah, I mean, I was looking at flying from Bristol, which is why I was looking at Portugal and Cyprus, because you can fly from Bristol. If I looked from flying from, I don't know, Manchester or Heathrow, there's a lot more open to me. But I just thought, Bristol's so easy for me. It's 40 minutes away.
And they're decent places to go, aren't they? So, you know, it's not like you feel like you are. I mean, there's nothing wrong with caravan holidays. I've just been to my caravan, but it's not like you're stuck in a shed somewhere and that's the only place you can go from Bristol. You can go to Portugal and you can go to, where was the other destination?
Cyprus. I've actually been looking at 2-bedroom apartments, which sleep 6, even though at the moment it's just me thinking about it.
Yeah.
So if my kids change their mind, they can come, or I'll take friends with me. Come with
Or
me.
you can have a massive apartment to yourself for a week.
Yeah.
That's also good.
It is.
Yeah. I'd love that. I'd be in heaven just walking around room to room, no rubbish anywhere, no toys sprawled over the floor. But Bermuda, we could do that because the affordability of it is, I could decide to go to a place that sleeps 6 and just go and take it home, because it's still less than what you'd pay for a single person in some cases,
Yeah, per night. Oh, ours isn't even like
ours is per week.
The 2-bedroom we had in Tenerife on my level would have cost me under £100 for the week for 6 people.
Under £100 for 6 people. I mean, that's just crazy. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, why not? And flights from Bristol are quite cheap.
Yeah.
I'm like going, oh, shall I just do it? My youngest daughter yesterday said, did you book the, because I saw one over Christmas. I think that one was Cyprus. So it was over the Christmas period, Christmas until New Year, I think it was. And she goes, have you booked it? I said, well, you guys didn't say yes. So I no, I haven't booked it. She goes, well, I haven't got a job yet. So if you want to book it.
Who's that, Sophia said that?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a superstar. Well done.
So,
go on away.
That's like one a month. I want to go on something different every month and do something.
Yeah.
It's just getting away from home as well.
Yeah.
A change
of scenery. I know, but now you've got that bug, and it's the same as any of us that start on that. I tell my story about when I was 21 and I went to New York because it really helped my emotional health, and it was a dream come true for me. I'd always wanted to go there. But ever since then, I've always wanted to. I mean, after that, I planned other trips, because once you go, you cannot stop. Keep planning and keep going to new places, because it's just so uplifting, and it just teaches us so much about ourselves as well. It's incredible.
I mean, I've been traveling with the kids since their dad died, because for me, it was something to make them happy, see them smiling and hearing them laughing. So it helped me as well as them with our mental health. It was just nice to see them happy and forget the fact that they were absolutely heartbroken. And now as they're older, I'm in a 5-bedroom house with just me and my son. He sat in the other room on the computer because it's inset day. I wasn't seen all day. So I'm thinking, well, I might as well just go on holiday on my own. I'm at home on my own. Might as well go on my own on holiday. But trying to arrange to go on holiday with my older kids now is so much more difficult, because they've got work, or they've got uni, or they've got whatever they've got on. They've got their own lives to lead. It's my turn.
It's not a negative. I mean, I'm at the point, so my kids, my eldest is 14, and he still comes away with me, and he still really enjoys it, and he spends time with his little brother and sister. Him and his sister, who's who's 13, they're not, I mean, when they're away and stuff, they're all right, but they're not as close as they used to be. You know what it's like when they become teenagers, they turn into little monsters, don't they? But yeah, my 14-year-old and my 13-year-old still love coming away with me, which is just lovely. But I know it's going to get to a point, and I will feel sad when they're no longer wanting to come with me. When they're 18, they're going to be getting their own subscription and going when they want to go.
Yeah.
And I will feel a bit sad, but then I'll think, oh my God, yes, they've got that independence, they've got that option. And this kind of gives them choices as to what they want to do with their life. So they will be working. They might not be going away at the same time as me. But, I will have by then put in a good few years of mumhood. So it's all right for me to go and do whatever. And I've still got a few years to go after that with the little ones as well. But that's by the by. But you know what I mean? It's good that you're doing that.
Yeah, I've been on 4 or 5 getaways now. I can't think of how many. And I haven't been away with my kids on the getaways. They've all been with my friends.
Yeah. Yay. I mean,
So that's okay.
we're looking as a team to get away, aren't we?
Yeah.
Team Dragonflies are looking to go away all together
Woo.
end of the month. Now I don't know what the logistics of it are and stuff. I know you're looking to go away abroad in November, but what's the luxury of this is we can decide to just take a weekend away as well, and we'll get it at wholesale price. So
Yeah.
we're talking about the weeks away, which we call getaways or dreamcations or dream vacations, however you want to word it. And that comes from the subscription that we pay that's doubled up by the company and returned to us in points. We can then use those points to book a week away for next to nothing. Now, my first dreamcation, my first getaway was £8.50 for a week for for five of us went, me and the four kids. £8.50 for a week in the Norfolk Broads. So yeah, I was pretty pleased with that. That's just an example. But if we decide to just take a long weekend, we can, because we've also got our own search engine, which will give you commission-free stays in hotels. And every time you book something, I noticed one of the team as well, very, very cheeky. I'm not going to name her on here, but I will tag her if she's okay with me tagging her. She said, I'll book the hotel, I'll book the place we stay in, because we get reward points as well. So she wants the reward points so she could go and get free travel. That's pretty good thinking, that.
Love it.
So we've got commission free, and then you get your rewards. I've built up some rewards that I'm going to be using next year, because I've had hotel stays here and there, and
Yeah.
it's just win-win. And I'm trying to bank my rewards so that I can get that to pay for my flights, because I had a look at the group trips that we have. We have a group trip every single month next year.
Oh.
Now, I am bagging, I'll put it out there now to the universe, to everyone who's watching. I'm going to San Diego.
Yes.
These are at least. I'm going to San Diego. I am going to New Orleans.
Yep.
I'm going to Hawaii at least. I'm hoping
Cancun.
for possibly, but they're my priority. I've got to prioritize with having the kids and all sorts of different things and school and things like that, and no childcare. A single mum of four. I've got to prioritize. So those three are my priorities.
Yeah.
Cancun is one that I do want to add on.
Which they've just finished. Today was the day they were leaving, actually.
Cancun, they're there
which
now.
I was supposed to be there, wasn't I? But it was in the red,
yes.
and then I cancelled it. And I think a week or so ago, it came off the red list. And I'm like, I should have just kept my strength and said, yes, I'm going. But never mind, it wasn't meant to be.
Don't worry, it wasn't meant to be. No, we're meant to go next year instead.
Well, I bet you it'll be on the same day as Nadia has her wedding day, so I won't be able to go to that.
Well, these options, though, we've got one a month.
Yeah.
So we're all right. We'll just have to choose another destination. But yeah,
it's not one a month, it's one a week, isn't it? There's 100 of them from April to November. It's one a week.
It's one a week?
Yeah, because there's 100 of them.
Is that including the weekends away as well?
I don't know. There just says 100 world tours.
Okay. Well, one a week is just not going to work for me when I've got 4
we haven't got enough points for that.
But no, and I've not got, although I've built up my points quite nicely as well, which I think all of us have under the circumstances.
I've been spending mine.
I know you're going to be spent up very soon, you. So where do you think? Do you think you're going to book something for November? Do you think it's going to be soon that you get? Are you still?
I don't know. I've just been looking, and it's having the courage to say to my mother, "I'm going away again, Mum." I'm 53 years old, and I'm worried about my mother.
Yeah.
But yeah, my kids are like, "Yeah, whatever, Mum." But my mum, you're going away again.
Take her with you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I say no.
Fine.
I did think about that, actually. I might take her with me.
Well, you have been away once already, haven't you, with her? And which
I took her to Dubai.
And you managed, and it's all good.
Yes, but I was also with my other 2 girls, so I had the 2 girls in one room and me and my mum in one room, and it was nice because we were out all day and every day, but it's just a bit more constricting. So
Yeah, you've got to be, yeah, I can understand
I
that.
can't go out in the evenings or anything like that because she couldn't cope with that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I sort of argue a bit with her as well. So
No,
I
you
wouldn't argue
don't,
with my
do
mother.
you? Yeah, we'll not go there because I know.
Oh dear. I'm
Um,
into trouble.
I know. Well, I had something, the SAD stuff, I mean, the seasonal affective disorder stuff. This subscription is really good for it.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be getting out there, even if you're not going to take a whole week, or if you are going to take a week and you add another week on and just travel somewhere else, we've got partners and friends all over the world that do that. What's the record we've got so far? Is it Danny? How many
Yeah.
weeks did he take altogether? Was it 8?
Was it 8? I
More
can't
than
remember now.
that.
It was from Christmas till New Year in Cancun, and then he went to America, then he went to France, then he went back to Canada for a week. He had to go back home. Then he went back to America, then he went back to Mexico. So I don't know how many weeks he was gone.
Yeah, I'm sure it was 8 or upwards weeks using the subscription that we've
Yeah,
got out. It might have been a little bit, I can't remember, but I'm
I
going to
can't
check
remember.
it out. But he went just week by week by week. And it's like what I did in Scotland last year. So I booked a week in Scotland in the October because we spent a week in Scotland up to sort of Halloween, and we spent Halloween in the woods in a wooden lodge in the woods, and it was so creepy. I loved it. It was brilliant. The kids were a little bit like, but it was just my kind of thing. But then another week, if they were off school at the time, they were being schooled from home. So if we're schooled from home, if they need to do stuff from home, if you're home from home, does it matter? No, of course it does not. So we booked a second week on and just stayed in Scotland for an extra week and then came back. And yeah, so you can do that,
Yeah.
easily.
And with borders opening up more and more, it's a no-brainer.
It really is. And even if it's not something you want to do for this year, think on for next year, because all these points that you get approved, things are opening up now. You can use them as long as you're using them within 2 years. Yeah. You've got 2 years to choose where to have a five-star or like luxury trip. And multiple ones, to be fair. Don't just stop at the one.
I think if you're platinum, 2 years gets you 6,000 points.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and that's 5-6 holidays,
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing that it's just so simple. People are flocking to us now because they realize the simplicity of it. They realize that even if the places that are on, that aren't necessarily cutting off the gosh, what's the word that you used before if they're closing the borders to us?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Even if it's a place you really, really want to go and they've shut the borders for the UK at the moment, in 2 years' time, things are going to look very, very different. So in the meantime, while you're waiting for them to reopen the borders, just go somewhere else. Yeah. The whole world out there,
Yeah. And I've been watching adverts like, TUI and all the rest of them. Shouldn't have named them, but loads of adverts for holidays. And it's like £695 per person. And you're like, really?
Fortunate. Yeah. I was out shopping the other day and was looking in the travel agents. I won't name them, even though it wasn't TUI, it was a different one. Yeah. And I was going to take a picture of the window because looking at the prices, there was people looking in the window and like, oh, that's a good price. And I said, and I kind of just hinted, I said, you can get that much cheaper if you look around. And I give them a business card. I'm going to wait for them to get in touch. So let's hope so. But I said that, you can get it more affordably elsewhere, but you're talking in the thousands. Some of the more luxurious places like the Caribbean and things like that, you're looking at over 1,000 per person on some of them. And that's like, what? You would pay less than that for a family of 4, occasionally for a family of 6, occasionally in one of our places in Cancun, you've got 18 people, was it, or 12?
8 people.
sorry, 8 people. But we also do have places that have group accommodation for 12
I've seen it in
occasionally as
Canada.
well,
Yeah,
which is amazing.
there's one in Canada that does the 12 that I've seen. So
So maybe we should check that out, you know, for a Team Dragonflies event next year, a bigger accommodation somewhere a bit further afield. We can plan for that then, can't we?
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
How cool would that be? And we'll get all the guys in the US, because obviously internal flights and everything, next to nothing for them as well. They can come and visit us. Yeah, let's make this happen. It'll be good, that. Right, I'm going to wrap it up here, but thank you so much, Mahmuda. How strange is the weather?
Yeah, it's
Is the
sunny
sun
again
out?
now.
The sun is bright sunshine out there, and it's just been bucketing it down, so it's crazy.
Same.
But here we are. Thank you so much if you've tuned in. If you've had value from this live, or you'd like what you're hearing, give it a share first of all, but then come and ask us about what we're referring to, because it's life-changing stuff, and I don't think we shout enough from the rooftops about it, just because sometimes we've been here for over 2 years using this travel club, this subscription, and we kind of take it for granted that that's what we can get now. So the way we're sharing it again now is, we're not going to take it for granted anymore. We're going to be, you know, the way that we're sharing it with you, we want you to have the facts, make a decision, and off you go. Yeah, if you go around the world. Sounds pretty good to me. Thank you, Mahmuda.
If we go as a team, we can all each use our own points and go to bigger places, and then we can just carry on. So I'll use my points one week, you use your points the week after, Shell can use her points the week after. We just keep going.
Yeah, we could, you know, in theory.
Yeah. So long as the member's there, you can have as many people there as you want.
Wonder if the kid's dad will be up for that, having the kids for a month at a time. Sure, but good idea, cracking idea. We need to work this out somehow. But you're not doing that without me. I'm joking, you can.
Try and stop me.
I'll come visit occasionally on the weekends.
Yeah. No worries.
All right, Moo. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's lovely to see you. I'll see you all soon, everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.